Hey moviegoers, Dimitri Panos here, and today I'm putting Midsummer Scream under the cinescope. Yes, I'm here in Long Beach Convention Center for Midsummer Scream 2023, and I'm giving some coverage, and you might think I'm here for celebrity like Jason Patric, which would be great, or Linda Blair, also awesome, but I'm here to interview the heart and soul of Midsummer Scream, and that's the vendors. These people are the veins in which the blood travels through in this creepy convention. And today, right now, I am here with the inventor, the Milton Bradley of horror board games, Stop the Killer. Hey, how are you?
I am great. It's so great for you to stop by and interview me. Oh my God, I'm just getting started. It's Sunday, the last day.
I know, you gotta throw the coffee in the eyes.
Yes.
It works quicker, so tell everybody who you are.
I'm Anthony Masi. I am the owner of Stop the Killer, and I'm a board game designer, and we make board games based on slasher movies.
Okay, which I think is great. What was your inspiration for doing this?
Oh my gosh, the inspiration. Well, a licensor that I was working with on another project was naming items that he wanted to sort of get in the works for his intellectual property. And one of the things he mentioned was a board game, among like ornaments and all this other stuff that he wanted to market. And I just sort of thought like, if I were to design a board game, what would it look like? And I just started designing. I mean, I'm a magician, I'm a professional magician, and so it helps me design games. So to me, I approach the board game design like, well, it's a giant magic trick, right? It's a moment, right? You're trying to create a sense of wonder around a property that you love. And so Silent Night, Deadly Night was the first game, and I wanted it to feel like this game wasn't around when I was a kid in the 80s, you know? And so like if it was available, my mom would have bought it for me, for sure. And so I wanted people who love the movie to get immersed in the movie, play it, and have a moment, and be like, we get to play it, we get to be in the movie. And so that was my approach to it.
Was there a game you played as a kid? Because we all played board games as a kid, right? But I never imagined that I would meet the creator of one. Even though, it's so, to me, like, there's so many board games. Was there a board game in particular you kind of modeled this after?
No, it was a wholly proprietary idea. I did tons of research on YouTube. If you want to be a board game designer, you can go to YouTube and look up board game design, and there's a few people that actually have a lot of really valuable information. I played a lot of games. When I'm designing the game, I test played it. That's key. You don't just design a game and release it. You test it with as many people as you can, and you blind test it. And that means you give them the game and you leave, and you're like, call me tomorrow, let me know how it goes. And each time you test it, it gets better and better and better and better and better. And so you get to a point where you know what the most fun part of the game is to play, why people are playing it, and people will tease out the issues they have. They'll say, well, hey, you know, what happens if these circumstances happen in the game? And you don't think of it as a designer, you have to address that. So you kind of erase all the wrinkles in it as you're test playing it. And so, yeah, and you know, like I played all the classics. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, but I had things like creepy crawlers. Remember those? Like, I loved that. I had all the Bionic Man things where you rolled back the skin. And so I always had a fascination for toys in general. Years and years ago, I invented a children's game that I just out of the blue invented and thought, well, I'll never do anything with it. And then years later, I'm like, I'm going to bring that game to market. And it's the best one yet. It's not horror like slasher, but it's like horror for little kids. It's this idea I have for little kids to kind of have magical moments. So I'm just bringing my magic sensibility, my love of toys and merchandise. I love horror merchandise. Love it. I mean, I'd come to a place like this, I always spend so much money.
And you got to break the kids in early. Just get them started while they're young.
Yeah, because the horror genre is so fun.
It
you know,
is.
Like parents think like they can't see that. Oh my God, I saw Halloween when I was 10. It changed my life. And you know, I'm not the only one. I thought I was a weirdo, but you talk to a lot of filmmakers, they're like, Halloween was the moment that it changed my life. So I'm just channeling my love of horror movies, and I've done other things for horror movies. I'm a producer as well. And so this was another way to be creative in the horror space.
Well, we are at a horror convention. You do have horror games. What is your favorite horror movie?
Oh my God. Well, Halloween, and I know everyone's rolling their eyes.
78?
78. Oh, Halloween 78 for sure.
Gotcha.
When I say that movie changed my life, it did. I mean, I don't want to go into all the reasons why, but I worked for the producers of the Halloween films for 7 years. I ran their website. I produced Halloween 25 Years of Terror, which is the only giant retrospective on the series. And so I have a love for this stuff. You can't do board game design on slasher movies, if you don't. I mean, you have to love it to do it. It's not something you just like, well, one day I'll create a game. You have to immerse yourself in it and be passionate about it.
And immerse yourself, you have done. I do like playing board games. You've made some great board games, but the best thing that you should take away is that they're easy to play. It doesn't have a 500-page rule book. You don't have to sit down at a table and then go, well, how do we figure this out?
Exactly.
And then flip through references and things. This is pretty straightforward, easy. Games can last 15 minutes to 20 to a half hour, and it's great, and you can replay it, and it'll be a different game.
Yeah, the great thing about it is you can play the game, and each game is different and unpredictable. And the way that happens is the deck of cards that we use in conjunction with what you're playing. Trust me, try the game 3 times, you'll see 3 different outcomes. And to me, that's the best part of it. It's it looks like, well, all you're trying to do is stop the killer. The goal is to stop a killer from getting from one place to another, no matter what game you buy. So you think, well, how could that be different? If you're playing Halloween 2, for example, and with 4 people, Michael can kill all of you, like in the first half of the game, or you can kill Michael early in the game, or he'll kill 3 of you, and one of you is like just really right at the end, and then takes him out. And so there really is a genuine sense of anxiety when you're playing these, but they're not scary; they're just fun.
I've played the game by myself, and I get scared.
No way!
So, I'm on the edge of my seat. So, to best wrap this up, how can people purchase your thing? So, This is the last day of Midsummer, so this won't air until after. So, I want to tell people, how can they find you? You have Ghostface, Halloween 2, My Bloody Valentine, it's Silent Night, Deadly Night. How can people, and I urge people to purchase your games, how can they do that?
Well, just go to stopthekiller.com and sign up for our mailing list, and you'll know about our games. We don't sell them in stores. We sell them in Kickstarters. So what we do is Kickstarters are like, if you're from a Kickstarter, it's like a reserve now and get it later kind of a thing. We don't sell in stores. So it's the only way to get our games. The fact that we have games here today is this is just a little surplus. So this is the last inventory for My Bloody Valentine and Silent Night, Deadly Night. So if we have any extra inventory, we do a show, sort of offload them and introduce people to the brand. So that's the best way to do it. And pledge to the Kickstarters, because like here today, Silent Night, Deadly Night is $75, and the Kickstarter it was $35. So you get the best price, you get it first. You get all access to expansions and exclusives and add-ons that you can't get outside of the Kickstarter, so that's the best way to do it. But sign up for a mailing list. We don't bother you every day. We only send out 1 or 2 emails a month, so we promise we'll treat you well as a customer.
And I can vouch that when you do a Kickstarter, they keep you updated to let you know what's going on, so you can feel safe that what you contributed is going for the real deal.
All of our Kickstarters are successful, and I do all the updates myself. So believe me, I will keep you all updated.
And they're great updates. One last thing too, we should promote Midsummer Scream. Have you been to this convention as a vendor before?
Yes, so about 5 or 6 years ago I was here as a vendor. I made these sculptures called Madscapes. Go to Madscapes, madscapes.com, and you'll see the little sculptures I made. And they were my hobby, and I made so many of them that my friends were like, you have to sell those. Go check them out. You'll never see anything like them before. They're really cool.
Awesome. So madscapes.com. And again, Midsummer Scream, I think, is like a great way to celebrate Halloween, the season, not the movie, but the whole season. So for your haunts, I wanted to thank you very much.
Thank you.
Randy. This is like the best, and thank you for tuning in. Go to stopthekiller.com, sign up on the mailing list. You'll have a blast, and they're easy board games. And this is the inventor. He made it and designed it. How crazy is that? It's the best. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. I'll see you at the movies. Bye.